YouTube. It's Smooth 981. That's the channel. And don't forget to subscribe. Yes. All right. So, when families feud, it's never ever good news, right? It's always very sad when families are furious are back at it again. Now, PSquare, one of the greatest duos from Nigeria in recent times. It's been around for a long time. They took a break because they had some problems, and then they reunited, and there was world peace all over in the Okoye household. But right now, it feels like that peace has been shattered, and the brothers again are warring. Irabor?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw it was just very funny.
Irabor, are you there? All right. Well, I'm having troubles
Can
connecting
you
with
hear me?
Irabor, but you can let me know your thoughts on. Now I can hear you. Now I can hear you.
Okay.
I couldn't hear you for a bit.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was saying that when I remember telling somebody when PSquare came back together, and I was like, first of all, they made a mistake, parting ways because they kind of ruined their gravy train, and secondly, the fact that brothers are feuding on top of money at the end of the day, it just doesn't make sense, especially when you've made a breakthrough in a particular genre, and you were the in thing at that moment in time. But the way they even came back together, it just seemed rehearsed, it seemed forced. They didn't really deal with the particular issues that were on board, which is still the same thing that is rearing its head, and the fact that Peter Okoye involved the EFCC, leading to Jude Okoye's arrest, and that tells you how
Wow.
deep it went. So this is basically a money thing where somebody's trying to outsmart somebody, or somebody's trying to cheat somebody, and that happening in family, to me, it's not acceptable. So I really wish them well. Hopefully, they can really fix the fundamental foundational issues amongst themselves, because two brothers were not present during the last, who even got married. I'm trying to remember who got married recently. I think it was Peter or Paul. Basically
Paul. Paul.
Paul. Yeah, Peter and Jude were not even present at Paul's wedding in Abia State. So I mean, this one is definitely going to derail their relationship. It's about catalog and back end royalties and everything that has been happening since 2007. And there was a shell company that reportedly was used by Jude, to embezzle funds, as they said. So again, these are just unconfirmed reports, speculations, most definitely. One thing I've noticed about celebrities, especially in Nigeria, they don't come out and tell you the real thing that happened. They just let stories just keep flying and people make speculations. But then again, it's very difficult to do business these days in this climate. Even families are stabbing each other. I watched this movie, I Want to Dance with Somebody, and I remember a scene where Whitney Houston's father was literally in his deathbed in the hospital, jacking Whitney Houston for his cut out of the $100 million deal that he claimed to have made with Arista Records, while Whitney Houston was the one who was doing all the work. And the man was just basically handing out credit cards to all his ladies and all the people, So see, when you are doing business,
So should
do
people
not
not
use
do business
emotion.
with family?
Don't even use emotion. When you're doing business, put everything on paper, put contracts in place, and sue whomever is coming for you, and vice versa. Simple.
Wow. Now, to this Okoye brothers situation, I don't know. I know both of their parents are deceased now. Would they have made a difference if they had counsel of parents or perhaps a wise older sibling? Do you know if Jude is the oldest sibling? Do they have other siblings who are older?
I, I don't think the parents would have done anything, because as it is, there's ego, there's attitude, there's personality, there's so many factors that you have to consider. And with the way I see how this guy spars on social media, I can't even imagine being in a meeting with them or trying to reason with them. There's a certain level of, I don't want to say certain things that to seem as if they don't have polish and character from the way the things that they do,
Mm.
that yeah, I don't see that. There's no panache attached to them, even despite all the money they've made, all the exposure they've had. They're just certain ways, certain things that they say, how they talk, how they behave. You're just like, didn't this success rub off on you completely? But again, that's just from somebody outside looking in. and all that. But I don't think the parents would have done anything. When people want to fight, they fight. And one thing I've noticed these days is human beings, just don't always want to do what's right, even when they know what they need to do. So it's difficult doing things these days. I'm telling you, I'm so surprised that we have not seen several stories where people have gone to go and break somebody's head, because there are some things that people do that you just be like, what's this? But then again.
Okay, so do you think now that law enforcement has got involved, do you think there's any cons? Will the fans ever see them? You know how, people tried to support them when they came back. Do you think the fans are done with them at this point as PSquare, right?
Oh yes.
Because of the level that this has got into. So you think the
Oh
fans are
yes.
done?
Oh yes. Oh yes, oh yeah. No,
Oh
they've
wow.
lost. They are lost. No, no, no. I mean, who is looking for PSquare? I'm not trying to be off. Who is? I mean, okay, who is looking for PSquare? Even their comeback music, nobody was really interested. Like, who is really looking for PSquare? We have nobody's even looking for Big Tony and certain other acts that are. I'm talking about 2-3 years, down the line that they were popping. Nobody's looking for Korede Bello or all those people now. Nobody's looking for. There was a time nobody was even looking for Davido at a point if Techno didn't give him that hit, because I think he had not released a hit in 1 or 2 years. So people move on quickly, especially in this music scene where Wizkid was trying to take a break, but it's not like, if I take a break, they will overtake me. So everybody is
I will
very
be
watchful.
a thing of the past.
Yes, now you can't just
Right.
leave now.
So do you think
It's
the
done.
brothers will ever come back together when
Except
you're
they have
getting enforcement and maybe your brothers are getting arrested and people the allegations of swindling and dubious behavior?
one
Do
thing.
you
One,
think
one
they
thing.
will ever get back to being a family again?
Well, I don't think so. There are certain things that happen that just spoil relationships. I've been there. I mean, last year was a very eye-opening year for me. There are some things that happened in my life, and I was like, it came from people that I like. I was just like, really? So, and it's never going to be the same. In my own, I'm even speaking personally. I don't have any ill will in the sense towards them, but it just won't be the same. That trust can never be there, no matter what they want to do. So there are certain things that once you break it, you can't fix it. Just leave it.
Are twins. Like you'd expect that a twin is the person that would know and love and support someone like all the way. It's almost scary,
Mhm.
to be honest, this
Yeah, it
situation.
is. It is.
All right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Let's look at some of the messages coming through. Tayo says, I had to leave the hospital, unlike some people's faith, because I don't do BBL. Okay. Taya says, Efeturi, please release Irabor's network. Yes, Efe, release it. And back to the message, he says, this PSquare situation is looking like season film. We're now in season 02, and EFCC having invaded a nightclub in their career eye in the mix, having money without shame. SMH, that means shaking my head. Angel says, to be honest, despite the shenanigans, I hope I got the spelling. Well, they seemed okay till they got married. Just wondering if the presence of women tilted the dynamics negatively. They probably could not manage fame, wealth, and family all at once. I don't think it's the women, because the women have largely stayed out of their drama. The women are actually good with each other. It's Agbaya behavior being displayed by all of these brothers. That's what it is. I can't put it on the women, to be honest. Anthony says, I thought PSquare were about to release a new album this year. Well, except hopefully one of them is not behind bars releasing that album. But yeah, that is a message from Anthony. You're listening to the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. Do stay with us. There is a lot more to come. Man, those guys they're so immature. And like you said, Irabor, they're very uncouth, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very.
Oh gosh, it's so sad.
If
Man.
you see them online, their footprint, you're just like, why are you behaving like this? Like, you just be wondering. There are things they
Like
say, how they
polish
act,
up. You have some money.
like just,
Yeah.
I was like, calm down, man. I mean, but
Yeah.
again, They say because we never hammer, so we don't know what it feels like. But all right. I want God to test me. Give me this hammer. Let me hammer. Let me show them and show him that I can be composed.
Abiel, that is so true. But I don't know, Sha. It's so sad. And no one should involve the women. No, those women stay out of the drama. It's those grown men that can't get themselves together. And Jude is always in the middle as the older sibling. It's so weird.
Yeah. But the women aspect, like if whether it's even in terms of like you're married to a lady or you're married to a guy, they always say that your spouse sometimes can put some things in your ear and just make you start thinking certain ways. So that's also a possibility, like a woman can just say, why is your brother doing like why then you two be like, that's true. Something you probably not seen before, or maybe your husband tells you, why is your sister chancing you? Why can't you? It has happened to me before where I was dating a lady and the sister was just, saying different things, and he just started breaking things down. My mother was like, what's going on? So things happen. This life, this life is just, I don't know. It's God that is helping all of us. I'm telling you.
Oh, man. Sad stuff. All right, we're coming back. It's the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. It's Zibby and Irabor is my analyst this morning. It's all about entertainment. Let us know your thoughts. 0809 440 981. You can tweet at Smooth981. And yes, we are streaming live on our YouTube channel. It's Smooth981. Irabor and I are having a conversation in the studio. So it's always a good idea to catch the live stream because you might just miss out on those conversations that never quite make it out on air. But speaking about someone who is doing something big, Temi Otedola has joined people like Kendall Jenner and Viola Davis as a L'Oreal ambassador.
The rich keep getting richer. You keep making big money moves. You leverage your position and you keep leveraging and you keep advancing and you keep making more money. I mean, the fact that she's an African digital brand ambassador goes to show that the foreign brands are recognizing the internet usage in Nigeria, even though we are not even scratching the surface. Like they're understanding that there are certain key influencers. See the way Guinness Book of Records, they're always trying to milk Hilda Basi and all the other things that Nigerians are doing for their own traffic. So that's a very great move because if you look at it, Temi comes from a wealthy home. She's still thriving. She has a rich husband as well, who is also a musician and tech entrepreneur. And so it's just the right fit. So people may get angry with this, like, how can you give her? She's also still putting in the work if you look at it. So she's not relenting, despite the fact that her father is a billionaire in dollars. So I'm happy for her, really, because whenever I see people who are hardworking, regardless of the status they are in life, just case in point, Davido. When I see Davido's work ethic, I always applaud it, despite the fact that he come from a wealthy home. But people still beef at the same time. But good move by L'Oreal. I mean, see Temi Otedola with Kendall Jenner and Viola Davis, like they're on the same level. Despite the fact that she comes from a wealthy home, she's still putting in work. Look at Copy. She's DJing in so many international events, so many cities around the world. These are hardworking people regardless. That's why I always tell people, use what you have to get what you want to. Nobody's going to wait for you.
That could be misconstrued. But we know what you mean, though. Okay. Speaking of Copy, I think I saw something where she's talking about, she's probably going to go back to school, get the 4th degree. And I'm like, I love this. I mean, we love an educated woman. So,
no,
yes, make your money on the side.
Copy is deflecting. What is doing Copy is not all this one. All this, there's a lot that Copy is going through that she is using so many things to kind of avoid it. Copy needs to deal with a lot of things. Yeah, all that going to Copy needs to deal with so many things. She's trying to occupy her time. There's so many things that Copy is going through. This one, I'm telling you, nobody say go come. I know what I'm saying.
All right, Rabbi, I'll give you a call after this show because this doesn't look like it's just random. That is T right there. Okay. Let us know your thoughts. 0809 440 981. Falz, the rapper, is back with a new EP and it's titled Before the Feast. Now he's preparing his listeners for the new album. Excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. I've always been a fan of Falz. No, Falz to me, yeah, he reminds me of Lupe Fiasco. You know, he has
All
that. Yeah,
right.
it just reminds me of Lupe Fiasco, like very talented, very dynamic type of artist that can flow in different ways. Great penmanship. Yeah. Fowles has had a very, I would say, roller coaster past few years. He injured his ACL, that's anterior cruciate ligament. If you're a sports person, you would know what ACL is. Once you injure your ACL, hey, God, my God, the trauma and the every that comes with it, trying to rehab, trying to get back, the surgery you do and all that. So he has been away for so long because of that. And the fact that he's understanding the business side of things, where despite everything, you still have to keep doing the thing that brings you money and fame. So him wanting to release an album, an EP, is very wise, because he's now going back to the same person that he has made hits with, which is Simi. Is featuring Odumodu Black, is also featuring Adekunle Gold. I really don't understand that relationship between the three of them, Adekunle, Falz, and Simi. But anyway, so like, yeah, I mean, there's a single with Flavor
It gives
Odumodu
trouble
Black.
vibes, to be honest.
Yeah, gives you those vibes, Abisibi.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
Okay, musical throuple, though. Musical throuple, please. That's what we need. Musical throuple. Okay.
Anyway, he said the EP is meant to thrill fans ahead of the release, of his new album, which is expected to be released later in 2024. So he's not just coming on the scene like Beyonce and saying, "Okay, I'm the baddest, guy on the planet." He's doing it the way it's supposed to be done. He's following the process of promotion, so that's good. Wet people's palettes a little bit, then drop the big one that you really want to drop eventually. So that's good.
All right, and on to the next story. The Cable is reporting that autopsy results are stating that the Nigerian singer Mohbad may have passed from a possible drug reaction.
Mm.
And this is something that the Cable is reporting. He passed away in September last year. And in that time, it's been, I don't even know the right word. It's almost become a circus
Yeah.
since his passing.
Yeah. Circus, completely. Yeah, it has been. I mean, the way the family have handled it, the way fans, even colleagues, everything has just been a circus. Everybody's trying to get some form of traction with it. You don't even know who is genuine. The one that is even annoying me is what the parents did, especially the father. So I just wasn't a fan of it. But I mean, going by the toxicology reports, they said various samples were taken for the testing, and they found antihistamines, that were supposed to treat allergies and stomach ailments and cold symptoms and anxiety. And like, see, it's just a roller coaster. So many things. I'm not even going to put or pay any mind again to this whole situation. The guy has passed on. He has passed on. Yes, it's good to find out the source and everything, but the way everything has gone, I'm just no longer interested. When I saw the news, I just Mohbad is still, there's still news. I just said okay, and I scrolled through. That's just me, my own opinion.
That's the opinion a lot of people have, because the emphasis was on justice for Mohbad. People wanted to know how a young guy in his 20s is just gonna drop dead, and everything else. But when the thing became a family mudslinging battle, and then some of these Twitter and social media influencers getting involved, and then it just took away the focus of the things. So at this point, it's like maybe this guy just needs to rest in peace at this point.
Yes, for sure, definitely. And they should just do so. Everything should be official right now, and everything should be truthful, through and through. They should just make sure that they do the right thing, close that case, and let everybody move on.
Indeed. All right, let us know your thoughts. 0809 4440981. Tayo says, Irabor, call me too. Let this gist go round. I'm rooting for Fowles. It's a work husband. There's Simi, Adekule, and him. Zibby, what's going on with the innuendo? Well, you know how, when one big bad man somewhere is trying to persuade a girl to do something, like, okay, let's use what you have to get what you want. So that's what I thought about. Back to the message. It says this Mohbad issue is being unnecessarily stretched. Anthony says, please, did Rema and Don Jazzy part ways in peace, or should I just mind my own business? Iraba, what's the situation on that?
Oh, I'm still trying to find out, like personally trying to find out, because I won't say I'm doing a study, but I'm just trying to understand how, deals in Nigeria, they are all being done because you have a protege and, the big man and or two people who start something together. But at the end of the day, it's just a very short run. Then, things just go south. I really don't understand it. I've been in that position too where, you help somebody and the person just turns on you. I really don't get it. So I'm still trying to find out maybe there's a common denominator. I don't understand why, such is always happening continuously. Yes, it's business. People may change. The band and Don Jazzy had that. Certain people were with Don Jazzy, they left. When they called too, then you have the PSquare situation. Then you had Two-Face with some other people. Then you had Olamide with this one. Like it's just so many things. Well, again, I think it comes with the territory. That's why I always say protect yourself. So Rema and Don Jazzy, I'm still trying to figure out what is going on. Maybe Rema feels he has gotten to a point where he doesn't necessarily. I mean, the same thing with Wizkid and Banky. Banky said Wizkid owes him, I think, one or two more albums, and the fact that Banky hasn't even pressed on, I really respect him for that. So it's just I really don't understand. And Wizkid was going online to shade it. So you're just looking like, okay, what's going on with all these people? Is it a maturity thing? Is it upbringing? Is it business sense? Is it you really don't know again. But protect yourself at all times in every situation.
Indeed. All right, let's go on to Nollywood. Now the news that he said painted him as unwell. Well, he says that they made him lose jobs and that he's fine. He said he was trying to get into character for a role that he was going to play. And he says he was going to play the role of, well, a mentally unbalanced person, someone who was just not in the right place at the right frame of mind. And then someone took videos and said, he had lost it. Do
I
you
really
believe
don't
this?
understand the story. I don't understand the story. I mean, if it's a PR stunt that is trying to spin the situation, I mean it's commendable. But if you're trying to get into character where you're on set and the people who took the video, they are most definitely going to be your crew members. So was it a true situation or not? But at the end of the day, I mean, the fact that he has cleaned up nice and is addressing the situation, I feel that that's a very good move. He can leverage off this if he has a solid PR team or a solid marketing team in place, because if you look at all the stars abroad, everybody has teams in place that handle certain things, that let them know how to make certain moves or, twist certain things. So, for example, I'll give you an example. Michael Rainey Jr. from Power Book 2, when they said that the last season of Power Book 2 was going to be the last season, he went online almost immediately, and said he wasn't aware. Then recently, in the Breakfast Club interview, he was like, oh, he took a page from 50's book, just trying to, cause a step, blah, blah. So it could be a case of, oh, they were just salvaging the situation. Maybe he messed up by doing that, but then I said, okay, you're just going to make it a situation where you say it's a 50 thing. So again, Hank, are you going to follow that suit? Are you going to find a way to capitalize on this particular situation that has brought popularity to you one way or the other because people are talking about you? Are you going to join hands with people and maybe produce a film on that particular thing? I don't know. So again, there's always a business opportunity somewhere. My lecturer always say that when you look for a gap in the market or a market in the gap, like those are the things you have to be on the lookout for when you're trying to thrive. So again, people should really respect people's spaces as well. When you see people doing certain things, it's not everything that you have to always carry a camera phone for. You can see somebody now having to crash. The next thing you're trying to carry a camera phone instead of you just going to go and help the person. So, the world, I always say the world these days, my God, it's funny.
Now, something I found interesting about what Hank said, he said he was trying to get into character. And if you remember when the Dark Knight movie came out years ago, Heath Ledger was playing that Joker character. And
Yeah.
they said he literally got into character, like even when he wasn't on set in his personal life, he was starting to act like the Joker. Apparently, it's a kind of acting technique. It got too much for him, and we know how that ended up. Is it possible that Hank is following this same trend of, trying to get into character where it starts to consume your personal life?
Yeah, I mean, there are certain, I mean, not certain, all professions come with their own, issues where you're trying to do great work, but
Hazards.
you can now, go into another realm and you can't really bring yourself out of it. But yes, I think Hanks is that type of actor because I've seen his previous work and you can see that this guy puts dedication, even if it's those Fournette that used to speak when he used to be a bad guy in any of those movies. You see that he's actually trying.
Yes.
You see that he's actually trying. So definitely he probably was trying to do that if that was the case. And I can see Hanks doing that kind of thing. But again, you'd expect that from any actor, who wants to really, go into the realm of that particular character and stay there. But I don't think that's the case. But I really want to I really want to stand corrected. I don't think that was the case. But if that were the case, for sure, I expect him, to be that kind of person that will do that kind of thing.
Okay. Tayo says, if he got into character, when is the movie coming out?
Thank you very much. Like, when are we going to see that movie? Yeah. So use that to compel everybody to understand and believe what you're saying.
But there's some movies that, are shot and then they never see the light of day. So Hank can just say, you know what? This is one of those movies. Maybe I'm traumatized from all that. So
it seems you're working in TMZ, Zibby.
Now they work where they do. Okay, let's see what Angel says. Angel says, Scarlett Gomez said getting into character became a challenge for her in real life. She had to go for therapy. Wow.
Yeah, I remember. She said so. Yeah, I think she even said it on Smooth. It was on a show on Smooth. I heard that interview. Yeah.
Wow. So I guess we see why Heath Ledger, passed the way he did. Sometimes it gets too much. All right, in 30 seconds, Irabor, would you marry for love or money?
I'll marry for both. But these days, I'll marry for love because, I can cover two of us. But money doesn't hurt.
Okay. Well, Yvonne Jegede has been married and, of course, divorced. And in an interview, she says, you know what, looking back, maybe she shouldn't have married for love. Maybe she should have married for money. And that's what she's saying.
If Yvonne, when she's ready to be truthful with herself, she would definitely understand certain things that she needs to understand. Because it's something I watched, I checked it out. But again, one thing I'll put out to men out there, men, if you are not financially secure, don't enter a relationship or get married. Don't do it. Because the way it works is no woman will respect you if you don't come correct financially and in the other room. Once you have those two things, you're fine. Even if you're the ugliest guy in the world, you are fine. Make sure you are financially stable, because when women take care of you, you will not hear the end of it. I'm telling you, no this and no peace.
To be fair, if a woman is taking care of the man, right, there's nothing wrong with that, because hey, it's a team effort.
There's something wrong with that.
What is strange? What? No, it's a team thing. When one party can't step up, the other one should fill in.
Have you heard of the situation where people conveniently say certain things theoretically? When it comes to the practical aspect, they are missing. I'm telling you this thing.
I see your point, but I'm just saying that is it not possible that even if a woman is the breadwinner, then the husband is expected to step up as well? Because let's be honest, you can't be, the one who's not working or bringing home the bed, and then you expect one part to bring home the bed and then do everything else as well. It should be a balanced thing for both parties. So if the man is providing,
the reversal of roles, well, okay, if the woman is the one bringing home the bacon and everything, and the man being the man who is ultimately supposed to have been doing that, if he now has to start doing every other thing again, like let's say washing dishes, doing like the things that people expect women should do, quote unquote, traditional.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, so that it emasculates the man. Then maybe the woman just says something that may seem very derogatory. It just, it ticks a particular thing off, and the person is like, are you crazy? Then it just goes, haywire. Respect yourselves, respect your roles. If you don't have money, don't enter a relationship, don't marry. I'm saying this thing as men, don't do it. Once the cobweb don't come up for their eye like this, Baba, God. See, how can a woman who was in a marriage just go to a podcast and start going chapa 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 chapa? I was the one who was bringing you're not even supposed to even be saying that one outside in the first place, whether or not you guys were married or you are divorced. Like, the world is not even supposed to be hearing it in the first place. So that's why I say, guys, Don't do it.
I'm
The
curious.
highest you collect
Has
from a
her
woman
ex-husband said
is
anything at all over the years?
one of the people I respect so much is Blossom Chukwujiku. Till today, his wife is still saying something about their marriage. Meanwhile, Blossom has not said pim about it. So I don't know if the guy is going
According
to
to
do
the
like Blossom.
ex-wife or the wife, she says they are still legally married. Oh, wow.
They're
That
still
is what she's saying, that they are still legally
meanwhile,
married.
things they happen. Oh, Zibby, oh, I say
Very
I don't know
strange
how everybody is
situation.
still surviving in this Lagos.
It's a lot, isn't it? Let's see. Taya says he would marry for both. And then he goes on to say Yvonne Jagade and JLo are in the same WhatsApp group. Xavier from Bagada says, Zibby, you lie. Oh, wow. Back to his message. There's everything wrong with it. Even when the woman brings in the bread and the man is doing the chores, the woman will still break at some point. Men are designed to provide. Well,
Simple. If you don't have
so
money,
men
don't rent.
provide. Just like what Irabor said. Irabor, please give that warning again, just in case someone didn't hear it.
Men, if you do not have money, don't enter relationship or marry. There will be disrespect. If you cannot perform in the other, in fact, see, getting money is even more important than performing in the other room. But if you have the two,
I think
you're
so,
lucky.
actually.
I'm telling you.
For some.
Women will make excuses for nonsense when there's money. See what let me not even enter Cassie's matter. Cassie was fully aware of what was going on with Cassie still chuked. I'm telling you. And she still played victim after, which again.
No, let's not victim blame Irabor now. Let's not do that.
We don't want to have that conversation. We are not ready. I'm telling you. Don't worry.
We are out of time. Irabor, see, we need to have like a one-off where we are going to go to war on these kind of issues. I love having these conversations with Irabor. But thank you so much for being on the show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your messages. Do stay with us. There's a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.
My pleasure. Good morning.
You and it's a series.